Happy Thanksgiving. I know it's not October, but I don't want October to go away. I wish it was October year round. So a lot of my horror stuff is still on the set, and I moved some from inside because I am a big horror aficionado. But I thought it would be good today because I am joined today by a fellow Halloween enthusiast, uh, Elean of Billy Beanie the 13th. Hi.
Hello. Thank you for having
Currently,
me.
thank you for coming.
Photo, I look so nervous in that. I really was.
Is that a wig or real hair?
That's a wig.
That's a good wig. Unlike the
Thank
wig
you.
I just
What was that? I think it was an Arto wig.
okay. Maybe that's the thing. I have to actually pay money for wigs instead of getting them for $4 on Amazon.com.
I do Amazon wigs too, so.
There I'm dressed as the other version of Loki. At Grand State Comic Con last month during my Friday night, we were doing a new Friday night show to see because they just went to 3 days, and I've been there 6 years doing many shows, and they said, "Hey, you can do a Friday night show if you want." I'm like, "Okay." So we did it for about, I don't know, 10 people or something. The Friday night show. I had massive crowds in Saturday shows, but there was two people dressed in TVA uniforms that were heckling a lot.
Yep.
And I heckled back because I'm a Loki and they were Lokis, kind of. And I did somewhat take her head off. That whole video is on this channel. Um, it's along the long video format. I think there's a short me taking your head as well. If I have content, I'm going to use it. Damn it. So that's up there. Got a lot of views. I think the short did.
Awesome.
Got it may have got thousands. Anyway, welcome to Carnival of Cosplay, now hosted on the Carnival Adventure channel. We changed in July to Carnival Adventure. We were Carnival of Horror, Carnival of Stuff, Carnival of Cosplay, and then we went to Carnival of Adventure, and we have probably 10 times the amount of subscribers now. It was 12:08 just a few minutes ago.
Wow.
I had like 65 in July after 10 months,
Wow, that's
and
really cool.
doing a lot of big long form videos with my former partner, Millicent, who was the Countess, and I was Igor. Those videos are still on the channel. Don't worry. A lot of good stuff. She just became unavailable, so I had to pivot, and Carnival of Cosplay came from out of that. Do what you know, and I know this a little bit, so it's an easy way to do content. And now we have the 13th, lucky 13.
Yep, lucky 13, my favorite number.
That happens to be your lucky number, from what I hear, and you are a big time Halloween enthusiast.
Oh, absolutely.
You were going to retail stores like that. I saw from your social media this year.
Yes, I actually went to Hannaford to go shopping for dinner, and I definitely got a lot of looks.
Well, that's because a lot of people from Hannaford probably wear that. I'm a Market Basket guy personally.
Actually, I love Market Basket better. It was just Hannaford's was closer.
Yeah, I've got Market. I had 3. Now I got 2. Market
I
Basket.
got a really nice one up on the ridge. It's one of the really fancy ones with a huge deli and stuff.
Okay. Yeah. So anyway, we talked a lot at that show. Actually, usually I don't talk that much to the audience, but
Oh, well, I appreciate that.
You were 20% of the audience. So
yeah, I was really sad about that because me and my friend, when we saw that there was a Loki doing a magic show, I was like, oh my gosh, like this is the most amazing thing ever.
yes, and you were both dressed as TVA people,
Yep.
mean TVA people, and I had to do both up for various things. I had her up with the daggers to the head. Um, I had you up. I think they had you both up several times. It was
Yes, you did. Yep.
not all of it made it to the video though, because some of it was out of the camera range.
Oh no. And I don't know
So
what we got, but like I still got to get my friend's videos that she took. She just doesn't do the social media thing.
the because I had a still camera, and
Oh,
so occasionally I would go forward or be slightly left, and when I did the daggers on your friend, it got cut off. It just wasn't visible.
oh.
I could barely be visible, so I cut that out of the video because it wasn't appropriate. And ah! He's always looking for a handout.
I
I wonder if anybody's going to watch this because we're both so low key.
oh my gosh. I love
Okay.
that.
Yeah. Last thing, and then I'm going to go into the interview. If you want to be a guest of Carnival of Cosplay, send me 4 or 5 cosplay photos to guests at carnivalofcosplay.com. Simple. And I'm always looking for interesting people. I've had a whole diverse amount of people on the show so far, except one guy. But, to be honest, the market skews more for women than or female than guys in cosplay, especially my age. I know like 3. One's a Batman, one's a Carl from Up, and there's me. And so anyway, now welcome to the show. Let's actually start the thing. I want to know your origin story. Of course, what else would I ask?
Oh,
What is
also,
not your origin story for you personally? I don't care about what your mother and father did. I'm talking about Beanie the 13th in cosplay.
well, I started actually 20 years ago this past July.
Okay.
Oh gosh, I didn't make costumes then, but I had dressed up as Kay from Gravitation, which is like the super old, cringy anime, if you remember that one.
Oh, some of us think all anime is super old and cringy, but no. I had just had I just was exposed to anime wrong. That when my daughter was young, she watched the same 4 videos over and over and over and over and over again.
Oh gosh, that's funny.
One was The Last Unicorn.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I just don't love it on my TV 24 hours a day.
I don't blame you.
We did the same thing with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer on Christmas time. My ex actually took away the videotape, but we never saw it again. To be honest, he was really against fun of any kind. It's a true story. But the okay. So why were friends going to do it, or you just wanted to do it, or
Yeah, some of my friends had started cosplaying, and they were going to go to Otakon because it was Otakon 2002. And one of my friends had an extra ticket, so I was like, okay, like, well, let's check out what this cosplay thing's about. And when I went, like, it was amazing seeing all these people dressed up as characters that I knew. So I was like, I want to do this.
I like being other people personally. Because I've actually been doing it only about 8 years, but I make up in quantity, not for length of time. Because I probably have 30 or 40 cosplays out there.
Oh,
Now,
wow.
some of them are actual cosplays I've done at cons as cosplays. I mean, the Rocketeer, for example, right there,
Oh, that's so cool.
with a working jetpack. What lights and sound.
That's awesome. I haven't seen that movie in forever.
Yes, 1991. You were released alive. Were you?
Yes. An 80s. I'm an 80s baby.
I talk to people, it's like, God, I have sneakers out of you. It's my normal line. So sometimes I give references on, and people go, "What?" And I'm like, oh, never mind. No.
Yup, I
Read
know that.
read Wikipedia. So what did that lead to? More characters and more cosplay?
Yeah. So then, so my mom had always sewn, and she was very good at it. She used to
That
make
helped.
outfits.
That
Yep.
helps tremendously.
And then I was like, "Oh, mom, teach me how to sew." And then, so my first official cosplay was actually Chi from Chobits. And
Okay.
then from then on, I just started sewing and just doing what I loved and just having fun.
Okay. That's a lot of cons. How many cons do you think you've been to?
Honestly, in 20 years, not a ton. Usually, I stay in the New England area, so it's really been like another anime con, anime Boston, PortCon. Occasionally, I've been to New York Comic Con and then Otakon a couple times. Colossal Con East.
Tell me what you're wearing today. We're gonna put up the photo. It's
Oh,
a nice
yes.
photo of that outfit. You can see the whole outfit.
So I am wearing my version of Sylvie. So I did a formal dress version. I actually saw this dress online, and I thought, because it was a kind of fashion, almost kind of like Asgardian kind of look. So I was like, oh, like that would make a really pretty Sylvie outfit. So I bought it, and I've been wearing it since Anime Boston this year.
Okay. I didn't know Sylvie had legs till I saw this outfit.
Thank you. I was like, yeah, I was gonna be like pretty and kind of fancy. I was kind of going with a like gentlemen prefer blondes, Marilyn Monroe-esque kind of style for this.
Is that- So what is your favorite cosplay? Gee,
Hmm.
I would say something Loki would be there. That's my guess.
Yeah, because Loki's the only character I actually have multiple costumes of, because I got into it, and once I started doing it, I just went wild with it.
Don't you also have a dog named Loki?
No, that's actually my niece's dog,
Oh,
but
okay.
it might as well be my dog. Well, I'm only kidding, but
I saw you with a picture with a dog named Loki, and I'm like, okay.
yeah, no, they visited, and I'm just like, puppy Loki, he's mine.
Hoax, how much did you like Loki season one?
I absolutely. So the first round, I was a little like, like it was kind of weird, because it's weird like introducing like this whole new crazy thing with like the TVA and stuff, and I was like, oh, it wasn't bad, and then I rewatched it, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like so good.
Yeah, it was. I'm looking forward to the second season.
Oh god,
I,
me too.
I've been very impressed with most things on Disney Plus.
Yeah, they've been doing great. Like I
Obi
have
Wan
enjoyed everything.
Obi-Wan was fantastic. I can't wait for the last episode of Andor Wednesday.
Oh, I gotta get into those.
But Obi-Wan Kenobi, as a Star Wars fan, that was just tremendous. That really, really was. And I think it made people feel more for Anakin, that show. But no spoilers. I won't get into it. Uh, so what condos did you go? What cons did you go to this year? Like,
So this year was actually my going to like every con apparently. So oh gosh, so I went to Anime Boston. Then I went to PortCon because my friend's niece just got into cosplay herself, so it was like her first time going. So her being my best friend, and then watching that kid grow up, it was so nice seeing extending the next generation off to cosplay. Then I went to Pop Cult, and then Granite State.
okay, I know people that go to Pop Cult. I didn't know it was still a thing.
Yeah, this was
Um,
my first year going. I enjoyed it.
okay, and you've been to GraniteCon a few times, I presume.
Actually, surprisingly, no, I've been to their after party twice, but this was my first time actually going to GraniteCon.
How'd you do that?
Right? Every year, my friends always invite me, and I just never go for whatever reason. I went, and I was like, "Why haven't I been here sooner?" Like, it's awesome.
It is my favorite con. It's also my home con because I live about 18 miles from there. I know you're all on the coast. They were the first con to take a chance on me six,
Aw.
7 years ago. And I did about 45 1 hour shows there in the last 6, 7 years. 4 different shows. I know that's five, but I'll put the thumb in. That's five. That's four. But I cannot be happier with them. Out of all the cons I've worked with, there's them and Poughkeepsie, Hudson Valley Comic Con, was run by a woman out there, a 30s woman, uh, Kate something or other. I really was impressed with them, but they got in big trouble around COVID because they had so much money in deposits, and
Oh.
they still had to pay for the venue and all the stuff, even though there was no
Ooh.
Comic Con. So they've been giving refunds to people, spreading it out over since then, and I don't know if that will come back. I did the last 3 years there. Well, before COVID.
Oh, well, that's sad
COVID
hearing
changed,
cons going down. Hmm.
COVID changed my life, unfortunately, for not for the
Yep.
good. Things are back. Any more cons this year?
Well, I was going to go to AAC, but that ended up not happening. And then for the rest of the season, nope, not until AB next year.
Okay. I know there's a con next week, and I'm debating going
Oh, nice. Which one's that?
down to Boxball, New England.
Oh.
I've got videos. I did con reports and cosplay reports from it. They're on the channel. I went to it in spring and did some things, reports, and interviewed some people. Batman, my friend Batman was there, and got a little thing. The best Batman I know, and there was some good cosplay there. It's usually cheap, and people go and get sloshed the whole weekend and stay at the hotel. I know people that do that, but I may go that Sunday because double midnight. The people that do the Granicon are marching in
Yeah.
the parade on Saturday, the Christmas parade, and I did it a few
Yeah.
years ago. I did it pre-COVID, and it was okay. And I'm debating going as pallbearer with a bow in my urn.
Oh my gosh, that'd be so funny.
And a Santa hat. Santa hat and a
Oh.
bow in the urn. I'm debating doing that. And I know I would enjoy that, but I don't know if the kids would enjoy that. Why is that creepy guy walking down the
Yeah.
street?
If you do, you should go. I think it's Shadow Emporium, and I forgot what street, but Shadow Emporium Manchester is doing photos with Krampus, and you should totally get a photo as with Krampus.
I try to do as much as possible when I become him because it's a very labor intensive. I teach myself how to do makeup and all that, and
Oh, yes.
I didn't have any help with it when I first did him. And I've said this before, but I recently did the Horror Con. I did MonsterCon in last month, 2 days, and I took so many pictures with people.
That's awesome.
When I went to a wrestling con, I took like 150 pictures with people in like 4 hours. So many photos. That was the first time I dressed up as him, and that was so many photos that the promoter asked me to come back to be a guest next year, but again, COVID hit it, so that didn't happen.
Oh, yeah.
But I like being Paul because it's really someone, not me.
Yeah, it's always fun not being yourself and being different for once.
Being really different, and oh yes, that's his voice, and I wasn't a big wrestling fan. I was a big Paul Bear fan because he was creepy and I like that stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe if I can go somewhere because he was the Undertaker's first manager, or second manager, to be honest, because someone noticed in the comments that someone else was manager for like a day and a half once.
Geez.
So I'll say he's the second manager, but he was in the 80s. He was back when you were we were little. He was the Undertaker's manager guy for years, and I like him. I really had fun at the HorrorCon this year. I did 4 characters at the HorrorCon, and in fact, there's a video you could see. Doc Brown goes to the HorrorCon because I occasionally do Doc Brown videos of Doc Brown going different places.
I love your Doc Brown videos, by the way. They're so fun to watch.
When I went to Disney's Halloween party this year as Doc, just to be ironic because it was a Disney park, I went as a Universal character. And I went to Doc Brown and Disneyland's Halloween party as well, and met Agatha and a lot of people as Doc Brown.
Oh, that's looking cool.
Agatha Agatha went with it and offered to partner with me in destroying the space-time continuing and taking over the galaxy.
Ooh.
I wished I had that in a video.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's oh.
I know you're a fellow Disney fan as well. You're going to
Yep.
Disney January.
Yes, I am. At the end, I'm very excited. My second trip.
Oh, in a second. I've gone 3 Disney parks this year
Oh
since
god,
July.
that sounds so fun. I'd love to do that.
The my last one was a little tense. When I go alone, I tend to do work,
Mm.
so I make sure I go do lots of videos, and I kind of work throughout. I did doing Epcot and then going to Universal Horror Nights at the same day was a little too much because Epcot's kind of big. Uh,
Yes.
the new Guardians of the Galaxy. Do you like roller coasters? Do you like roller coasters?
Unfortunately, no, but I really want to go on it because I love Guardians of the Galaxy.
I'm not a roller coaster fan per se. I've been on Space Mountain. I've been on Big Thunder. Um, I thought that ride was going to kill me.
Oh gosh, so maybe I'll have to think some of those
Because it
rides.
spins 360 degrees.
Oh,
It's a roller coaster that can go through. You actually launch backwards. The
oh.
car moves. And
Mm-mm.
there was times that I thought, and then when you get out, there's this big stairway you have to walk, and
Oh,
then to a platform, and then you go down the stairs. So why are you going up and then down? I don't understand the design. And from what I understand,
yeah.
people are wiping out on the stairs because they're getting dizzy on the ride, and then they wipe out on the stairs. And so the medical teams have had to be there multiple times. So
Jeez.
I'd say be careful if you're motion sickness getting out.
Yeah,
Uh,
thank you.
but I'm glad I went. Never going again.
Yeah. I'm debating on the Tower of Terror because I really want. I haven't been on that ride, and
I've done that.
I want to go
That
because it's iconic and it looks awesome. But I don't know if I can do that elevator drop.
well, it's a Guardians of the Galaxy attraction in Disneyland. They got rid of the Tower of Terror thing and they moved it to a Guardians of the Galaxy attraction.
Oh, that's sad.
So it's and with the collector, and it's a bigger thing because it's in the middle of Avengers Campus now. But it actually turned before it became Avengers Campus.
Oh,
Now it kind of goes to Avengers Campus. There's several things in California that are great. The Halloween party is different. There's Guardians of the Galaxy. There's a Haunted Mansion holiday, which only takes place in California and Japan, in which Jack Skellington takes over the Haunted Mansion with Sally.
oh, that sounds fun. I wish I could see stuff like that.
There's videos of the whole ride on their
Ooh,
YouTube.
check it out. Haunted Mansion is actually my favorite attraction there.
Yes,
For any Disney.
Haunted Mansion holiday. Well, if you, I don't know, you see my social media, but I have a whole Haunted Mansion kitchen right in there.
Yes, you showed me. That was awesome. I love it.
So I'm a little much of a Haunted Mansion fan. I'm dying to go the ones in Europe and Japan because they're something completely different.
Yeah, I love all their backstories. I actually did a YouTube thing where I was looking at all the different backstories for the Haunted Mansions.
But what's your favorite cosplay story?
Oh
What's your
gosh.
favorite cosplay story of something good that happened while you were in cosplay?
Something good while I was in was I was in cosplay when that happened. Actually, I had Stan Lee actually walk past me in person. Like I could literally reach out and touch him if it wasn't for his bodyguards in the way. So that was really fun.
And your bodyguards would throw you to the floor.
So yeah, we're just sitting there and I hear someone yell, Stan Lee, and I look and he just really walks right past in front of me with an arm's reach, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And the bodyguards are like, everyone move out of the way, and he went through.
I presume this is before he died.
Yeah, I was gonna say that might be a episode of What If.
With us two talking, you just never know.
Yep.
The Any bad cosplay story that happened with some hose heads or some awful people that you can actually talk about?
Gosh, I think I'd have to really think about that. But I think it's sometimes it's awkward when like people don't like leave you alone or get like really creepy with stuff. And usually I try to be like always open and talk to people. But when you're getting like a little, I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna go away now.
I had a friend who had another friend, and the other friend was appearing as one of the featured cosplayers of Granite. And my friend was hanging out with her at her booth, and there was someone I just he just wouldn't go away.
Oh, geez.
And I witnessed that type of thing in person of the creepy guy and cosplay girl. And it was well, she was dressed as a slutty belle at the time, and she was dressed.
Oh, that's funny.
My friend was girl was a female beast, even though
Oh, that's cute.
she's a little short person. She played a little Love Gun in one of my shows once or twice at Fan Expo and Granite. Because she lives nearby. She lives in Merrimack up the street. So, and she's another Halloween person. So I keep trying to get her on the show. So maybe someday we'll get her on the show.
Aw, that'd be
Um,
nice.
the what's your favorite cosplay you want to do?
Oh, so my favorite cosplay. So my dream cosplay is actually to do Christine Daae's masquerade costume from Broadway. I
Yeah,
actually have the pieces for it. I've had it for like 2 years, but I haven't done anything with it yet because it's a little overwhelming.
I seem to have a problem with Broadway musicals. I've seen Phantom 12 times.
Oh gosh, so lucky. I've only ever seen it once, and
I
now it's
keep
closing.
I keep rooting for poor Eric. That's the Phantom's actual name.
Yep,
You
it
find
is.
out, and I keep rooting for Eric, but he never wins. Um,
Well, there's that sequel, Love Never Dies. Have you seen that?
True. I've seen there's one good song in that, but
Yeah.
I didn't like. I can't remember the actual song, but I've seen it in Boston. I've seen it in Providence. Seen it in New York, Las Vegas, and London, and everything else. Which one of those? I've seen New York a few times. And that does close next year. I like to go there and see it again because that they do it
Yeah.
really best in that theater. My friend Kat Kennedy, who was a guest on the show and who was in my Harry Potter show as Queenie, and also Bellatrix. Second time she's seen it in 2 months. She was at
Oh
Beetlejuice
wow.
last.
Oh,
I'm
awesome.
dying. I'm dying to see that play.
That looks fun, actually.
I wanted to see the original cast. I've seen videos on the internet, and so I don't know if I'm going to get to see it before it closes in January. Um,
Yeah, I know. I'm
I've got
bummed. 'Cause
tickets. I've got tickets May 12th
oh,
in Boston. In Boston,
oh, that's what theater?
the Wang.
Oh, nice. So there's a lot of theaters I think probably in Boston. So
There is a lot of theaters in Boston, but it's coming to the Wang, and touring cast is going to be different. So, but there's one main guy who's been Beetlejuice the whole run, the first run and the second run, and so I do have a habit of bringing young ingenues to see Phantom,
yeah.
kind of just to be meta.
That's
The
funny.
probably why I keep running for Phantom, but that and like, my daughter says I'm the have to be the straightest man in America who likes musicals.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
I don't like the dramatic Little Shop of Horrors. I love too. I've
Oh
seen
my
that.
yes, Little Shop of Horrors is oh gosh. I could sing that all day. Oh, I see. Ah, that's awesome. That's so cute.
He's pretty big. Audrey's pretty big here.
Aw. That looks like it's got weight on it.
It is. It's an actual original Maxwell's coffee can.
Oh.
Countess and Igor did. Originally, we were going to present movies, old black and white horror movies, public domain. So we had skits running around the movies, and that was one of the movies we did. Was the black and white version of Little Shop of Horrors, Jack Nicholson's first movie.
Oh, yes. I was just listening to that on a podcast on New England Legends. Their latest episode was they were talking about plant-eating monsters in New England, and then they mentioned, Little Shop of Horrors and Jack Nicholson and stuff. That was so cool.
He was only in it for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
He's a guy who comes in to rob the store, and the plant eats him.
Yeah.
But I like the musical better than the black and white movie. And so did everybody out there. Because people were watching our skits and fast forwarding through the black and white movies. So we stopped doing that when we found out that no one wanted to see this generation didn't want to see the black and white movies. They just wanted to we did Dracula as well.
Ooh.
But Universal made us take Dracula down.
Oh no. Oh, Dracula's one of my favorites.
I know it really bites. I'm waiting for that. It must be a different time zone. My joke takes a while to.
Yeah, no, there's definitely a little bit of a lag going on.
Yeah. Well, obviously, it's going to be Phantom. Then is your favorite musical, maybe?
Yes, Phantom actually is on, and Les Mis.
I've seen Les Mis probably 8 or 9 times.
Awesome. I haven't seen it yet in theater, but I love the movies, and I grew up with my mother listening to the music, so.
You have access to 25th anniversary shows they did?
I think I might.
They were on streaming services. I own both.
I know I watched the Phantom one. That one was amazing.
That was amazing because they did a lot with LCD screens to make the background, and at the end when they had all the different Phantoms come out, and I saw was Colin. I can't remember his name. Colin something or other. He was the Phantom at one point, and he was Jean Valjean, and I saw him both times on Broadway when he was Phantom and when he was Jean Valjean. And I used to travel 20 years on the road as an instructor of some really high-tech security stuff, and I was everywhere in the world. And so I took advantage of these trainings to go Broadway in London and anywhere else I could find it. I'd rather anything except being in a hotel room. I've been in hotel rooms by myself thousands of nights. It really gets old quickly. It's really travel by yourself really gets old.
I bet.
It does. And so we talked about, do you want to do Kristen Daae in the Masquerade? You need a big staircase to do that. I go up and down the big staircase. The Phantom's costume in that is pretty man. You seen the Fantastic Beasts movies?
I've seen, I think, the first 2, or I currently don't know how many there are because I don't, but I think I've seen the first 2.
3. There's 3. Is there 3? Yes, there's 3. And I've seen them. Oh, Newt's Commander just means something special to me, and I built a whole show around them. But I wanted to do Johnny Depp's character, but I mean, I need some serious wigs and tailoring and contacts and everything else, and so that one's kind of kept me back for a while. But you never know what I'm gonna. I've been bringing some out of retirement lately to go on YouTube because, I mean, I have a TARDIS, I have a
yes.
Flex.
By the way, I love your new costume for that. By the way,
yes, it was not new. I brought back one of the doctors, Dr. 12, Doctor Who number 12, over the weekend. I had to gray my hair out to do it because he's all gray hair, and I've been doing Doc Brown, and then I put the TARDIS. I have a TARDIS. He's on the show, and since I have one, I've been using it to make videos. I've already got like 10 videos scheduled for publication this week on YouTube. And even some little stupid thing like Doc Brown coming out of his house and go, "What am I?" That got 1,700 views
That's
yesterday.
awesome.
So I'm living vicariously through YouTube these days and doing, except for next week,
Yeah.
maybe not performing live and performing on YouTube. So, because I have no shame, obviously. And uh, what's your dream con to go to?
Hmm. What is it? I probably want to go to KatsuCon because I know that's a big one.
Yes,
My
that
friends
is
always talk about it, and that seems fun.
that is one of the big anime cons that I know a lot of anime people that go there. Do you ever want to go to San Diego?
I think that'd be fun. I've never really thought about ever really going out to California, but I would love to go there to see the beach and then to go to San Diego Comic Con would actually be fun because that would probably be cool too.
I've been to San Diego a lot because when I got married, we her relatives had a place and the island off of San Diego Bay,
Ooh.
Coronado. It's an Air Force. It's also an Air Force base, a Navy base. So it's a Navy base,
Oh.
and the giant bridge. The bridge is so big that aircraft carriers can go underneath it.
Oh
And we used
wow.
to spend a lot. Spent a few weeks there, babysitting their place when they would go away. So I, with kids, grew up a lot going to places in San Diego, and I loved going to San Diego whenever I can go to San Diego. So we spent a lot of time there, and but I never really. Some people always ask me, "Do you want to perform in like San Diego?" And I'm like, in my experience, the bigger the con, the more crap you go through.
Yep.
And for example, Boston Fan Expo, just to get in the Boston Fan Expo, you ever been?
No, that's actually another one I would actually wouldn't mind going to and checking out because the guests seem awesome.
Well, 2019, I was the less famous person in the building as a guest. Was me. I did 3 shows on the theater on the third floor and 2 shows in the kids' room on the first floor. That 3 days, I had to keep bringing equipment with me from the first to third floor and back again.
Oh my goodness.
It was a nightmare of Teamsters wanting money to help move stuff.
Oh
And
geez.
well, you had special passes to get unloading and loading in. And we walked about 22 miles. I had about 10 people at that show. And we had free rooms nearby, several. And it was so much crap to deal with
I bet.
that I never went back. Never
I
wanted to
don't
go back.
blame you.
I've been there the last 2 years, though, only because I wanted to go meet John Barrowman again.
Yeah, I heard he's fun to meet.
He is. I had a picture of him at Boston Comic Con in 2016 when I weighed like 120 pounds more. And I hated looking at that photo in my wall in my office
Oh.
because I really didn't like the way I looked.
Oh.
And so after I lost all the weight, having a medical almost 3 years ago, I went back and I dressed up as him because I've been dressing up as him. I did a video today of a really naughty video as him today because he's so naughty a person that I just did one that's going to be published Thursday. It's him coming out of the TARDIS and going, "Yanto, time for stuffing." You can read your own dirty thoughts into that. Yanto was his boyfriend on Torchwood.
I never watched Torchwood actually, but I did love him when he was in Doctor Who.
Yeah, and I think today I published something on Instagram. It was like, "And no, little boy, I am not your mummy." 'Cause that was his first episode.
Yes, I heard, oh gosh, that episode was creepy.
Yeah, that was his first episode way back when we learned the character. So this morning I published that on Instagram and Facebook. I think it's going on YouTube later this week. But I could be naughty as John, and so I met him, and he was wonderful. And I
Aw.
told him why. I told him I'm getting a new picture to replace the other picture I had. And he said, "What's your weight loss method?" And I told him. He goes, Oh, that's really bad. And then he said his uncle had one, and he spent a lot more time with me than he would normally.
Oh, that's so sweet of
And
him.
so it was great. And this year I went as Rassilon, ex Timothy Dalton from David Tennant's last episode when he was President Rassilon of Gallifrey. And I dressed as him to see David Tennant. And
That's someone I want to meet.
David was, but you're Rassilon. I've never seen that good a Rassilon before.
Oh, that's awesome.
Brilliant. It was, we really, because he's a big Doctor Who nerd himself. He was a Doctor
Yeah.
Who when he was a kid. And I really loved ex Mr. James Bond, Timothy Dalton's portrayal of Rassilon in that show years ago. It was a while ago. And so I spent big money and had these robes with custom Gallifreyan, and I had
Oh,
medieval
cool.
armor on the chest that I modified,
Yeah.
and a staff with a big diamond on it, and actually an armored glove because he wore an armored fist, so like an armored glove in one hand. And so I took that out of retirement and went to Fan Expo. Is that this year? In trying to do all the Fan Expo paperwork, you have to do a survey before they activate your badge and let you in.
Oh.
And my characters don't wear glasses.
Mm.
Mark does, though.
Yeah.
So I couldn't see the stupid thing to.
Yeah.
So I brought my daughter to that because I needed help getting into the costume because I couldn't get into the costume or out of the costume. And there's always PAX East, besides you may want to go to as well.
Oh yeah, I've been to PAX a couple of times too, actually.
I've done 4.
I did 2.
I did the Rocketeer once. That venue wants to kill me. That's the same venue as Fan Expo, and
Yes, it is. Yep. Even though I've never been to Fan Expo, but I know that's. I almost went this year because I actually want to meet.
Well, used to use the whole building when I played it in 2019. They've been using a third of it ever since then. PAX East uses the whole building.
Yeah, they do, and I've been around that whole building before. It's huge.
I wore my Rocketeer with the backpack there, and on a Saturday, and I couldn't move, and people kept bumping into me, and I can't really see in that. I can't see in that outfit.
Oh.
I've done Newt there too, and I've done Indiana Jones, I think, and
Fun.
as the channel knows, that I have an Indiana Jones bathroom of doom over there. It has like 27 artifacts from the Indiana Jones movies and always treasures in the bathroom.
That's cool.
Video for it is here because I'm just, I'm out there. I'm a very special boy, as the saying goes. And my house is like a pop culture museum because when she left 6 years ago, last weekend, I got to do whatever I wanted, which I couldn't do before.
Yes, as someone who's tried to deal with that before, that's why my room has the spooky stuff on it because I was finally able to do what I wanted.
Yes.
I get it.
And what's your history with the spooky stuff?
So my parents have liked Halloween as long as I can remember. So my mom used to actually build full scale cemeteries to put in our yard, and we would do the spooky music and the fog, the dry ice, and we'd play like the cassette tapes that used to do the haunted house music. And I remember as a kid just laying among the tombstones and the fake coffins my mom had made and just being like, this is me.
Hence your statement earlier this year that you wanted to live in my front yard.
Yes, I did, because it looked awesome.
I told you could use it hardest. There's more room, more privacy, but it's bigger on the inside. But I went totally nuts this year. Totally nuts.
That was really cool.
I go pretty nuts anyway because I'm nuts. Go big or go home. And that is just the head of Cackles the Clown.
Wow. He's
14 foot tall and he moves and talks.
Oh, that's scary.
My neighbors bought the Home Depot 10-foot skeleton. And I'm like, okay, I'm the Halloween guy. I raised you a 14-foot talking, moving clown. It was expensive, but there's only two in Southern New Hampshire, and I got one of them.
Oh yeah, heck yeah.
Every store at Halloween City got two. So $500.
I'm sure. Hey, you got to do what you got to do if you love the holiday.
I saw it. I spent over 1,000 this year. I don't usually spend that much, but this year I spent over 1,000
Oh.
easy. There's a Reaper in the corner. You can't see it because he's not lit up. When you go near him, his skeleton face lights up, and he talks about your time being over. But in any case, the I've been asking every guest this. I'm taking a survey for a friend. Cosplay photos and dating profiles or not?
I would say yes, but only because cosplay is such a part of my life that I would be like, people are gonna know, like, this is me.
That's the why I do it, because rather than here I do all this stuff and then run screaming from the building,
Yeah.
I thought I should get it out in the open.
Yep.
Currently on Facebook, dating profile is a picture of Paul Bearer. That photo of the Paul Bearer,
Oh, yeah. That's funny.
the the one I got my parents involved, but because that's what I've been doing to try to get. So cosplay, dating a cosplayer, is that what you think you should do, or dating a non-cosplayer?
I don't know. The person doesn't necessarily have to be a cosplayer per se, but definitely be like a nerd and be down to like the idea of it, I guess, and going to cons and stuff.
Yeah, I've tried the non stuff, and someday maybe I'll try the other. Well, it's harder my age. It's harder my age group to find people interested in these things. When I was a kid, nerd was a bad word.
Yep, I think I was the last generation to deal with being a nerd and
Yeah.
not being cool because I read comics like Dragon Ball Z in school and stuff, and I was always picked on,
Now
and I had like
nowadays
bad
the nerds are
ears.
the cool people. The nerds are
Yeah,
taking over.
now they're cool, and I'm like, oh, I could have been cool.
Well, there's nobody my age. No, I can know like three people my age that are that do cosplay and do cons and are nerdy stuff. And not that I'm into cars and other things, which nerds are not. I'm not a character on The Big Bang Theory, but your favorite nerd franchise?
Ooh, my favorite nerd franchise. I think Marvel.
Okay. And inside of Marvel?
Inside of Marvel, obviously Loki.
Yes.
And then I like Thor and Captain America.
You know, I never knew anything about Moon Knight to the miniseries on Disney
Oh,
Plus.
I actually haven't watched that one yet, and I got to.
Yes, you do. I didn't. I didn't watch it when it came out because I knew nothing about it. But
Yeah.
it's quite an interesting hook in that show about the main character, and
Ooh.
I really enjoyed. I've watched the entire 6 episodes 3 times now,
Ooh.
so I'd recommend that.
Yeah, I heard the Egyptian stuff is fun because I'm into history and Egyptology and stuff. So my friends always tell me that I should watch it. Oh, that's so cool.
I have been known. I have like 4 or 5 pieces that I bought at probably Home Goods that occasionally show up in one of my sets or graveyards, or because I've always had some slight fascination with the Egyptian thing myself.
Yeah.
But I really would recommend Moon Knight. Andor is slow boil, and you really have to like Star Wars. I think to like, even though there's no Jedi and no lightsabers so far, but it's a prequel to Rogue One.
Oh, okay.
Because the main character in Rogue One, Cassian Andor, is it's a series named after him. But I really gotta. I never even heard of Moon Knight before. Now I've seen Moon Knight everywhere. Because I'm not really a comic book guy. I'm a movie guy, a miniseries
Yep,
guy,
same.
not a comic book guy. My daughter has been comic books. My son never was. And
I know enough of the comics just to be able to get by to know what I'm watching when the characters show up.
yeah. Well,
Yes. Oh, that's so cool.
I've had that on my. I've had the display in some of my shows at some point. I've had the hammer. The hammers are on here somewhere, and the shield, just for fun. The To me, it's three things in life. And I met this lovely woman one day at a diner. Well, I knew her. We arranged to meet at dinner, and we had a good conversation. But she had never heard of Indiana Jones movies,
Oh,
Back to the Future, or Ghostbusters.
what?
And so I called the police and I had her arrested.
Oh gosh.
I'm kidding.
Oh. But how could you, even if you don't watch the movies, how could you not know that they exist? Because they're such like an important part of like.
Oh, she had never seen any Star Wars movie too.
Oh, my best friend actually has never seen any of the Star Wars movies, and I'm like, girl, you are missing out.
I was a movie theater usher when they came out.
Oh,
So
that's cool.
back when they had ushers, General
I
Cinema
remember those days.
had ushers at that point, and we stayed in the back of the theater. We helped people to their seats. My job was if I saw a fight or something developing, I would immediately go hide in the other theater so I wouldn't get hurt. I've been doing that joke forever. I used to do that joke at stand up. I saw the first movie maybe 100 and something times easily in the theater. Could stay there a year back in the day, and
Yeah.
it took me like 10 years before I could actually watch 10, maybe 20 years before I could watch that movie again because I just got a sickening reaction from the music because I had seen it so many times at work.
Yes. Oh gosh, that's me with Hocus Pocus as of my favorite movie as a kid growing up. I can't watch it now as an adult because I've seen it too many times.
It's really a horrible movie for kids. How does that movie become a classic for kids?
Right, watching it as an adult, I'm like, wait, what?
Don't they kill children in that movie?
Yeah, they killed the little girl in the beginning. What was her? Emily Binks? Yeah.
Yes. I noticed they don't actually kill children in the sequel. Do you see the sequel?
Yes, I did. It wasn't. It was good for what it was.
Have you seen the Disney Halloween party version?
Oh, yeah, they did like a Halloween bash or
Yeah.
Hocus Pocus. I watched most of that. That was actually pretty interesting.
I have a tape on it on the channel from my trip to I went to 2 Disney Halloween parties this year. One on a Friday night and one on a Saturday night. I one on a Monday night, one on a Friday night, one on a Monday night. And I did Universal on Saturday night. I walked 36 miles in like 5 days.
Oh,
It was did a lot of videos, but it was really amazing. What's the best thing about cosplay?
Honestly, I think the best thing about cosplay is just getting to like feel good about yourself being in a character, and then but people going up and being like, "Oh my gosh, like you're this character," and see like people's excitement that you're dressed up.
Okay, I think you're probably the same in cosplay and out cosplay, same type of personality. That some people are different though. I don't think you're one of those people.
Oh, like, yep, nope. Wow, what you see is what you get with me.
Yeah.
Sometimes like I try to be in character, but it's also hard for me because something happens. I'm like, like what?
So
I think that's what makes me a good Loki too. Is I've always been a troublemaker, so just getting me to be me.
Loki gets to be fun because you get to. I like the president. I put my whole show on the president, even though he appears in it like for what 3 minutes.
God, I liked him too. He was so funny, and he's just very I get just presence, which is like very there and commanding.
Well, this channel grows tremendously. We'll send you to next year as a correspondent if we grow a lot, because I'll need correspondents to go places and do things as well as me, because I can't do everything.
Yeah.
So So that's a promise. If we grow and I can, we channel can afford it, we'll send you to Horror Nights next year.
Oh,
As
thank you.
can't wear a costume though, unfortunately. Unlike Mickey,
Oh,
I like Mickey's Halloween party.
yeah, I like
They
that they're able to do it once a year that people can actually dress up and.
it well, if you there's like 30 Halloween parties, so it's more than once. But you have to pay for every ticket. So
Yeah, I know they're expensive.
this year they were really expensive. They were.
Mhm.
I went to 3 in a row before COVID. Two of them I was indie, and I was like the only indie there. So
Oh.
the woman I went with was dressed as Marion with a fake monkey pinned to her shoulder. Ask me a question. I'm bored.
Oh, yeah. So what's your favorite performance you've ever done?
I love the low key shows. I did 4 shows. Magic of Who, which might be up there. That's actually on this channel again. Hint, hint. It was live from Regeneration Who at Baltimore. And I had it filmed, and I was like 3 different characters, and we had a Missy and a Master. This was years before they did it on the show. I had them both years before Doctor Who did it.
That's awesome.
I had both Missy and the Master. We had the strange warrior monks that like to chop people's heads off. We had 13 because she had been announced, but she didn't appear yet.
Oh,
We had
yep.
a 13
Aw.
both shows at Regenerate. I loved the Regeneration Who in Long Island Who show, but I had problems at both of those conventions, and I never went back to a Doctor Who convention after those 2 problems. There were certain issues that happened, and I enjoyed myself there. I got to meet some Doctor Who actors up and close and personal, and
Oh, that's cool.
I've met 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 now.
Wow.
4 is the hard one. You can meet the other people if you just go to cons all the time.
Yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There, a few of them are at Long Island Who in 2 weeks or something. You see them a lot of conventions. The hard ones are 4 because he doesn't leave England anymore. Tom Baker.
Right, I was gonna say that's Baker, right? Yep.
That's my favorite. I occasionally do him. Oh, I did him in the show. No, I did him on Saturday's show. I do Tom Baker and number 12, and I have Matt Smith jacket in a Fez, but I've never done Matt Smith.
Oh, yeah.
I might this week on YouTube, but I'm proud of I enjoyed those shows. I liked the Harry Potter, the Big Show. It was a fantastic Magic of Potter show that we did before JK was an asshole. And we'll just say that about it. And I spent a lot of money and time, put that together. We had a huge cast, and we had a great Queenie. We had a great Bellatrix. We had a character I created called Ashley the Usher. Ashley the Auror, who was on break every time Bellatrix came by. She just happened to be on break every time Bellatrix came by. And it was dark. It was so part of it was dark because
Hello again. Sorry about that. That's like never happened before. Had to switch over to my phone because suddenly my laptop can't find my internet.
You've met Chewbacca?
Yes, I have. Oh my god, hi baby. You're so cute.
Chewbacca the Wonder Palm. His videos get lots of views. But let's talk about your picks while we have you here. Whoops.
Sure. Oh yeah. So I love that one. That one was actually taken at Anime Boston when me and my friend Chris did TVA, Mobius and Loki. So we actually walked around Boston and took pictures.
You were both wearing TVA shirts when I met both of you.
Yep, I had actually got those first. So I had bought mine, and then I bought one for her birthday, and then we brought them down to AB that weekend and wore them at that AB too.
Did you get that tie in Etsy or something? I was looking for that tie for a long time.
Oh, I got that tie, California jacket. So they had sold the shirt and the tie with it.
Okay.
So, oh gosh, that has to be one of my favorite photos ever. So the story behind that was, actually at that time, my ex had left me out of the blue, and I was feeling really down about myself. And one of my friends, Ken Irons, is a photographer. Sorry.
Is that their blood or your blood?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
So my friend Ken Irons was like, well, hey, if you ever need anything, please reach out. He's a photographer. And I was like, someday I would love to do a photo shoot with you and do like a horror one, because I want to do something horror, Final Girl. And he set it up, and we did it like the next weekend after, and I ran around in the woods covered in blood, being the final girl in, a Friday the 13th movie.
Yeah, I have my ex-partner's daughter is obsessed with Halloween and has been posting Final Girl memes for months. And even cosplaying to go see the movie as Laurie Strode. And I think that's her.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think that's her Instagram name now. I think it's Strode instead of what it really is. Now I know we showed it before, but I had to get this off your Instagram because
Oh gosh, that's okay. So this is actually this past trick or treat. I dressed up as Jason Voorhees because with my name being Beanie the 13th, 13 comes from Friday the 13th and my favorite movie, Labyrinth. So I was just like, I wanted to cosplay Jason this year, so I went with it, and the kids really liked it. And the kids surprisingly actually knew who I was.
I like your machete. I have a machete.
Yep. So that was the one I used in the other photo shoot too, and I just keep machetes kind of around.
I have just a regular hockey mask here somewhere on the floor. I've done a few Halloween. I was doing Leatherface and Michael movies.
Nice.
Oh, this one. This is going to be Anime Boston.
So that one. So this is Anime, which was a convention up in Maine that I think I only went to like once or twice. I don't even know if they're still a thing anymore. And that was actually Elizabeth from Seven Deadly Sins.
Okay.
And that costume was one of the few times I actually entered and won an award for something.
Ooh.
Oh, and then this is Daenerys Targaryen from Game of Thrones by Cello Love. And that costume is a lot of fun to wear too. It's gonna be one of those ones you got to be taped into, but definitely worth wearing. Just don't wear it when it's cold, like it was when it was then.
Now, did you pin the cape up in the air, or you just happened to catch that during the photo?
I actually had a friend behind me, outside, just out of the camera view, and was actually throwing it up for me and doing those shots.
Okay. Because I have a Rocketeer photo I did with the American flag behind me, and trying to I was trying to hold the American flag behind me and get a picture of me and with a gun in front of it to duplicate a scene movie. And there's like 5,000 outtakes, but we got one that worked. You're now forever part of the opening titles. Everybody in the opening titles is either me.
Awesome.
When I started this, there was like 8 pictures of me and like 2 or 3 stock photos I got from somewhere. But now I have so many people, and I've luckily been able to get Kat and Alex, because there's a poster of that. There's a post of them as Penguin and Catwoman, so they were separate guests. But I just take advantage of that, so that's 2 guests in 1 photo. Of 2 of my friends, and so in about 2 years after I do another 50 episodes, there'll be like a 4-hour opening video of everybody who's been a guest. What do you want to be when you grow up?
Actually, so funnily enough, so going towards Indiana Jones, actually always wanted to be an archaeologist.
Okay. I think the manual boring labor would be tough, but I like the exciting parts. And I'm sure it's nothing like Indiana Jones in reality.
Oh
Uh,
gosh, no. I have a couple of friends who actually do archaeology, and I don't think it's anything like what yeah you see. Oh, I think I was kicked out. I was kicked out or something. Sorry about that. That was weird.
I don't think I did that time. The
Yeah, I think it's my
let's
because I'm on my phone now and not my computer, so I think my phone is.
technology. I'm the first person. I've been in tech all my life,
I know,
and
I hate it.
it's a pain in the ass. Um, well, let's end the show. Do you have anything you want to say before
Okay.
you've got no cons or anything else going on right now?
Nope, nothing special going on, and I
If
don't know.
you're
Everyone just stay.
you're going for Krampus pictures next Saturday in Manchester, New Hampshire, you might see her. But other than
Yes, I am. I'll post those online because me and my friends we actually do like go out and do a goth walk when we'd go and do that.
just send the show. Hey, okay. I'd like to thank you all for coming. I didn't know you from a hole in a
Yes,
wall.
thank you for having me.
Before September, and we talked a lot at the show, and we
Yeah.
got going and talking to each other on social media. So that's how I got you as a guest. But I'd like to thank you for coming and stick around.
No, thank you so much for having me.
Please.